Hello and welcome back to another SCP Readings, everyone, with your reader here, Wise. Today we're going to be reading SCP-952 with a link in the description to follow along as I read aloud. Enjoy. Musical projects under the effects of SCP-952 are to be terminated by any means possible, and any physical media storing recordings of SCP-952 influenced music are to be copied onto a standardized Type-C anti-memetic storage device and then destroyed. Venues that have hosted SCP-952 infected musicians are to be closed until when it can be confirmed that none of the staff have been affected. Development of a counter-memetic agent to combat SCP-952 is underway. Until its completion, all individuals affected by SCP-952 are to be detained. As a precaution, Foundation agents in the music industry should seek to discredit math rock as a genre until such a time when SCP-952 is fully contained. Relevant personnel should refer to document 952-32 for more details. SCP-952 is an anomalous subgenre of math rock known as NP rock, defined primarily by a specific arrangement of instrumental configurations, subject matter, and esoteric musical technique. Evidence suggests that the culmination of these components is the cause of SCP-952's anomalous properties. Upon listening to an SCP-952 composition, subjects will instantly identify SCP-952 as a distinctive musical genre. Furthermore, periodic listening, defined by listening to at least one composition per day, creates further anomalous effects. Following 1 week of periodic listening, subjects with musical experience learn how to recreate SCP-952 compositions. After 4 weeks of periodic listening, subjects with musical experience will find themselves unable to perform any musical piece outside of SCP-952. From week 4 onwards, subjects undergo significant changes in personality. Such changes differ between subjects, however, in all cases it's been observed that existing romantic relationships become completely untenable. From week 12 onwards, listening to any non-SCP-952 composition produces marked distress in subjects. The earliest known instance of SCP-952 appears to have been Highway Ash. Analysis of Highway Ash suggests similarities to SCP-3004-2's song, an album released by a band known as House of Spades in 2000. As of September the 28th of 2000, it's estimated that at least SCP-952 compositions remain uncontained.
Interviewer 952-01.
Interviewed: Veronica Fitzroy. Interviewer: Agent Hay. Forward. Miss Fitzroy, who played drums for House of Spades, maintained a public presence following its breakup, the only member to do so. The Foundation contacted her for interview, under the guise that she would be speaking to a Pitchfork columnist. Begin log. Good morning, Miss Fitzroy. Please, Margaret, call me Veronica. Miss Fitzroy was the long-dead historical occult figure whose last name I stole. Izzy was the lyricist, but nah, Veronica's good. Very well, Veronica. Apologies. Well, to start off, I actually wanted to talk about your work in the House of Spades. I've listened and I have to say I'm impressed. It's not like anything out there, at least from the out there I've heard. Ah, thank you. Yeah, that was probably some of my best work there. Got a favorite: self-titled, Highway Ash, David Cameron fucked a dead pig. As much as I'd love to discuss how you came up with that, I have to say I'm most interested in discussing the engineering work you performed on Highway Ash. Nerd. Yeah, no, that was tons of fun, but I can't really be taking all the credit for that. Jack was pretty much the eyes to my hands, and vice versa.
Izzy helped too, and Sarah had her moments of useful idiocy. But it was mostly just us two. Easier that way. Even so, it's magical. I know Spades has been pigeonholed into Math Walk, but it truly feels like something else. Oh yeah, that was deliberate. Not even mad everyone ended up copying us. Starting a new game of music's always fun, especially when they get to name it something stupid, like NP Walk. It certainly is an interesting choice of name. You don't mind if I ask you why, don't you? Okay, so you know how P doesn't equal NP? Correct. NP Walk wasn't some spur-of-the-moment bullshit. It took careful planning and consideration, especially on the part of me and Jack. You ever tried making a sound that doesn't exist? I'm sure everyone has at some point. Hot as fuck, yeah. Brain isn't wired to say nonsense like or whatever. Means what NP Walk isn't easy to divine, but it's easy to verify once you hear it. Moreover, it's easy to copy. I mean, that's the whole intention. Anyway, I wanted to shake up a genre that's been stagnating since TTNG. Ah, well, you've certainly revolutionized. It was more sabotage, I'd say. I beg your pardon? I don't know what Jack was thinking when he floated the idea. Probably something stupid. We plans tend to be stupid. But again, I really only had one plan in mind. I wanted to turn the genre into a depressing sinkhole. With it, I intended to take any joy Sarah ever had and crush it under my boot. Well, Sarah only ever had two things: music and a flighty, hedonistic shitbag of a girlfriend. Between cutting her fingers off and ruining Math Walk, well, one would land me in jail, and the other puts me up there with Mike Kinsella and Zach Hill. Sort of wish Izzy would have offed herself first, but I guess watching her become Bring Dash is as good as a consolidation prize as any. Forgive me, that's an awful thing to say about someone. Moreover, I'm not certain what this has to do with Sarah's relationships. Sis, you can't be giving scores to a genre you don't get. The whole fucking genre's a testament to the inability of hipster nerds to hold down a date. Just as the Wayne Schlatsky or Povlo or TTNG or even just fucking Kinsella singing in whatever shower that stupid house probably never had. Surround yourself in misery and that's what you get. Even better when the misery is syncopated to the beat of a soul. I apologize, but the beat of a soul feels somewhat loaded. Care to unpack what you mean? Sure. First question for me though. Do you people always play dumb? Excuse me? It's a serious question. Every soul operates on a similar frequency. The key's reaching out on what frequency it is, and right now you're blaring out narc cycles per second. Listen, I'm not sure what you're implying. I somehow know jack shit about NP Walk despite listening to it, agreed with my statement about P and NP despite no public proof, and most importantly, Pitchfork hasn't given a shit about me since they gave my solo album a 2.6. You're either some government occult coalition G-man, in which case holy fuck you're bad at this, or one of Brinkash's girls, which is fucking weird considering that killing me won't bring back Sarah, and I know cause Ashley's still dead. Loud crashing sound can be heard, which Agent Hay reports came from Fitzroy fleeing a vase at the wall behind her. Several seconds of silence follow before Fitzroy fell back into the chair. My mouth passes in the bedroom, and my mouth goes on the kitchen counter. It's been a pleasure, man. End log. Closing statement. Immediately following the conclusion of the interview, Fitzroy pulled a revolver from under her cushion and shot herself through the temple. As of 2000, Miss Fitzroy's will has been declassified. Document 95202. The will of Veronica Fitzroy. I, Veronica Catherine Fitzroy, being of sound body and a sound enough mind to execute my own damn will, as witnessed by Brad Cameron and the man in bandages, both of whom can deal with the legal shit later. Declare the division of my estate as follows. To the Jack of Spades, who knows who he is, and to Madame Brinkash, who also knows who she is, I bequeath the soul of Sarah. Have fun fighting that out, you bottom-feeding parasites. Also, to the Jack of Spades, who once again knows who he is, I bequeath ownership of my share of House of Spades royalties for all associated albums and EPs except self-titled, which was hack guitar work, and you absolutely know it. Consider it thanks for helping me program the logistics of Highway Ash, knowing full well you'd never get your disgusting squid dick wet again. To Anna, I bequeath a copy of Confronting Drunk Driving by H. Lawrence Ross. If you're anything like your sister, I'd read it page to page. To the goddess of cider, who holds my beloved Ashy, I bequeath my soul, knowing full well it won't make the journey. And finally, to Brad Cameron, I bequeath everything else. You truly were the best among us, and I'm sorry for booting you from engineering for the sake of a 3-year suicide.
There are multiple footnotes available for document 952-01. When Fitzroy said,
Izzy was the lyricist.
Izzy is Isabella. She served as the bassist for the House of Spades. When Fitzroy said,
But I can't really be taking all the credit for that. Jack was pretty much the eyes to my hands.
That was Jack Spade, who served as the lead guitarist for House of Spades. Sounds like a handsome fellow. When Fitzroy said,
Izzy helped too, and Sarah had her moments of useful idiocy.
Sarah served as the vocalist and rhythm guitarist for the House of Spades. Her suicide led to the group's disbandment. When Sarah said,
Sorta wish Izzy would have offed herself first, but I guess watching her become Bringdash is as good as a consolidation prize as any.
The significance of that name is still unknown. We don't know who Bringdash is. When said,
Agreed with my statement about P and MP despite no public proof.
Agent Hay later clarified that she had no of the P versus NP problem and was agreeing out of habit. There are footnotes available for document 952-02. There is only one, actually. When referring to the man in bandages, the identity of either witness has yet to be verified. Thank you.
So funnily enough, I don't actually have an opinion of this SCP because the recording for this reading took about 2 months, and the reason it took 2 months is because during the original recording, I entered my second semester of high school as a junior, and I had to start doing recovery, so I got really distracted and just couldn't find the time to finish this reading. But my thought about it is that this SCP is very 70s. I think it's very hippie. Not hippie. Well, I guess hippie. Hard hippie is what I would call it. A hardcore hippie. Not in the sense of pacifism, but more so leaning towards the stoner side. So a hard stoner hippie aesthetic from the 70s and 80s is what I would say about this. Alright, with that said, I've been absent since March of last year, largely due to fluctuating into other fandoms, some of which I'm still in. No way, so I am absolutely returning to the SCP Foundation. Yeah, I'm checking back into work, guys. You know, just last week, I got called back to work, to come work at, Site 19. And now I'm currently here in Site 61. I'm working, I'm reading these files for you guys. But I'm going to just be posting whenever I feel like it, so there will no longer be a schedule. You'll only really get to hear from me when I actually finish wrapping up a project, when I finish wrapping up a reading. So these readings are going to be like little short projects for me to do, short bursts of creativity. So I hope everyone's okay with that, because there will not be a schedule. There is no schedule. I'm not promising. I'm not even gonna try to read one SCP a week, knowing damn well I can't do that. I can't do one SCP a week. I don't even think I can do one SCP a month. I guarantee that, at least. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Just have a lovely day.